This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, all. Good morning. Welcome back.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. So yesterday we discussed about server architecture, right? Yeah. Today we are going to discuss about networks. What is network? Types of networks, right? So how many networks are there? How the traditional networks? So if you understand this, you can easily understand cloud networks, right? Able to see my screen, everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So networking. We can discuss about networking today. Fine. So what is networking? What is network? Networking? Anyone? Interconnectivity, right? To share the data, to share the resources, right? Yeah. So a computer network is a system in which multiple computers are connected to each other to share information and resources, right? So normally, to share these resources, to share this data information, so what will happen in real-time projects, right? So as a team, for example, if you want to perform some activity, it will connect to servers through network, right? So centrally, we can store the data in servers that we can access, we can transfer, we can pull the data, we can push the data, we can modify, right? So developers will develop the applications that they can integrate, fine? So many things. Yeah, so this is a network, right? So computer network. So normally this desktops will connect to servers through network, right? So they can share data, they can copy data, they can move data, whatever they want. Fine. So characteristics of computer network. What are the characteristics available, right? So share resources from one computer to another computer. You can easily share the resources, right? So create files and store them in one computer. Access those files from other computers connected to our network. Means what will happen here? One central computer we use, which is server, right? From that server, we can access all the data. We can share the data. We can copy the data. We can transfer the data by using servers through network. We can perform these activities, right? Next one, connect a printer, scanner, or fax machine to one computer within the network and let other computers of the network use the machine available over the network. Means, for example, we have LAN connectivity. So we have 5 floors in our office. We have 5 floors, right? So what we will do, we'll configure only one printer in 3rd floor or 2nd floor, right? So we configure as a network printer. We can print the documents from any floor, right? Instead of installing printers in every floor, we can use one printer or 2 printers. We configure as a network printer. We can print the documents from anywhere. Due to that, what will happen? Costing will be reduced, right? Yeah, hardware devices required to set up computer network. So network cables required, right? Distributors required, routers required, internal network cards, external network cards. These are the things required, right? So let us go with one by one. So these are all traditional devices. Currently, we are not using this, okay? So just for understanding, if you understand this, you can easily understand cloud and DevOps networks, okay? Yeah, so network cables. So network cables are used to connect computers. The most commonly used cable is Cat5 cable. We can say category 5. We can say RJ45. So when we use the routers, internet routers, we get one cable. which is RJ45 cable. Cat5 cable also we can say. So this is Cat cable, RJ45 cable. These are the most commonly used cable, right? Distributors. So why we require distributors in network? To connect loopback, we can use distributors. A computer can be connected to another one via serial port. For example, we have two switches, two network devices. If you want to communicate two devices, we use some distributor, which is through serial port we can connect that, right? Yeah, so we need to connect many computers to produce a network. The serial connection will not work. Okay, so many computers we cannot perform, but so loopback we can use that. See here, this is the serial port. Routers. A router is a type of device which act as the central point among computers and other devices that are part of the network. It is required with holes called ports. Computers and other devices are connected to a router using network cables. Nowadays, routers comes in wireless mode, using which computers can be connected without any physical cables, right? So these are the routers, right? Internet routers. So routers can act as a device which will provide you network. You can connect network, or else if you want to communicate from one network to other network, you can use network routers, right? Network cards, different cards are there, internal cards, sectional cards, right? What is network card? Network card is a necessary component of a computer without which a computer cannot be connected over a network. It is also known as the network adapter or network interface card, NIC. So most branded computers have network card pre-installed instead of the motherboard, right? So network cards are of two types, internal and external cards. So internal network cards. So motherboard has a slot for internal network card where it is to be inserted, right? So internal network cards are two types, in which first type uses peripheral component interconnect, PCI. So while the second type uses industry standard architecture, so ISA. Network cables are required to provide network access. See here, this is internal card. So normally earlier we used to use this in desktops. So currently we are not using. So previously in desktops we used to insert this card, and we used to install drivers. We used to connect cables to this, right? Currently we are not using this. So external cards. External network cards are two types, wireless and USB based. Wireless network cards need to be installed into the motherboard however, no network cables is required to connect to the network. See here, this is external card. So normally it will connect from outside to the USB port. This is black one. So black one is external card. It will connect to internal card, right? So these are the USB devices, right? What are the important types of computer networks? These are important here. Okay, we have different types of networks available. So these are the computer networks available: PAN, LAN, WAN, MAN. PAN means, what is PAN? Personal area network. LAN means local area network. WAN means wide area network. MAN means metropolitan area network, right? So let us go with one by one. So what is PAN? So it's a personal area network, right? So PAN is a computer network formed around a person. It generally consists of a computer, mobile or personal digital assistant. PAN can be used for establishing communication among these peripheral devices for connecting to a digital network and the internet. See here. So for example, we have a laptop or desktop. So for laptop or desktop, we use wireless keyboard, wireless mouse, wireless printer, wireless headset, wireless mic, right? So this we can use. right? So this is PAN, personal network. By using Bluetooth or something we use, right? So characteristics of PAN. First one is it mostly personal devices network equipped within a limited area. Within the floor, within the room, we can use that. Allows you to handle the interconnection of ID devices that the surrounding of the single user. PAN includes mobile devices, tablets, and laptops, right? So advantage of PAN. PAN networks are relatively secure and safe. It offers only short range solution up to 10 meters only. Within 10 meters only, you can use this device. Strictly restricted to small area. Very right, like single room or within the floor, we can use this, right? Disadvantage of PAN. Here we have distance limits. So main disadvantage is distance limit. So more than 10 meters, it will not work, right? So what is LAN? LAN stands for local area network. It is a group of network devices that allow communication between various connected devices. It covers the smallest areas such as colleges, schools, hospitals, so on, right? See here, so this is a LAN connectivity. For example, hospitals. So they use different floors, right? So they connect LAN connectivity to share the data, to share the resources. So characteristics of LAN. It is a private network. It is completely private, our own network, right? So LAN operates at a relatively higher speed compared to other WAN systems. So definitely LAN is higher speed. For example, so we use routers in our home, right? Routers, internet routers. So along with the router, we'll get one cable, right? So instead of using Wi-Fi, if you connect cable, you will observe some speed, right? So compare with Wi-Fi, cable, LAN cable speed is very higher. Advantage of LAN. Computer resources like hard disks, DVD RAMs, printers can be shared local area networks. This significantly reduces the cost of the hardware purchases. So through LAN, we can use different devices. We can configure as a network printer, network disks, network drives, like this we can configure. So that costing will be reduced. Data of all network users can be stored in a single hard disk of the server computer. So normally in hospitals and schools, what they will do, they purchase one server, they configure as a network server, so that the data, whatever data is available, whatever data they are using, they stored in the central computer. From the central computer, they can access the data, they can save the data, right? So that what will happen? The centrally data will be available. Anyone can access. For example, hospitals. So patient data, patient information, right? So everyone can access centrally, right? It will be easy to manage data at only one place, so which makes data more secure. No one can hack that, right? Next one, disadvantage of LAN. So unauthorized users can access critical data of an organization in case LAN admin is not able to secure centralized data repository. If the LAN admin is not secure, not capable, what will happen? Definitely, so the data can be hacked. So this was the case of years ago, LAN admins, LAN engineers, right? LAN network administrators. But currently, those roles are already gone, right? So what is MAN? So MAN stands for Metropolitan Area Network. It covers the largest area than LAN, such as small towns, cities, etc. So MAN connects two or more computers that reside within the same or completely different cities. So it's a metropolitan area network. Okay, different cities. See here. So schools, hospitals, colleges, factories, like this, we can configure the metropolitan area network. So characteristics of MAN. It mostly covers towns and cities in maximum 50-kilometer range. Mostly used medium is optical fiber cables. Bit costlier, right? Advantage of MAN. It offers fast communication using high-speed carriers like fiber optic cables. It provides excellent support for an extensive size network and so greater access to WANs. A MAN network mostly includes some areas of city or an entire city, right? So mostly like different, within the city or entire city, so we can configure within the 50 kilometers range. Disadvantage of MAN. Yeah, here the drawbacks. You need more cables to establish MAN connection from one place to other place. In MAN network is it is so to make the system secure from hackers, because whenever we have wide range, so definitely security. So we have to implement the security, right? Next one is WAN, wide area network. So WAN stands for wide area network. It covers a large area than LAN as well as MAN, such as country and continent, etc. So WAN is expensive and should or might not be owned by one organization. So normally this WAN connectivities are a bit costlier because country to country, continent, country to continent, right? We can use this, right? So normally this network we use satellite to medium, right? So wide area network. So this is wide area network. It is a combination of LAN, MAN, WAN, right? So characteristics. Any organization can form its global integrated network using WAN. Advantage of WAN. So WAN helps you to cover larger geographical area. So therefore, businesses often situated at longer distance can easily communicate. So yeah, these connections are for these connections we use radio transmitters and receivers. Disadvantages. So the internal setup of the investment is very high. For WAN, internal costing is very high. It is difficult to maintain a WAN network. You need skilled technicians and network administrators. There are more errors and issues because of the wide coverage, and use a different technologies here to configure the WAN network, right? So this is the WAN network and combination of LAN, MAN, WAN. Fine. So what is IP address? Next one is what is IP address? IP stands for Internet Protocol, right? Internet Protocol. So an IP address is unique address that identifies a device on the internet or a local area network. So every server, every laptop, every desktop will have one unique address which is called IP address, right? So without this we cannot communicate. Even though in your laptop also, if you go to command line CMD, just type CMD. If you type ipconfig, you will get one IP address. See here. So this is my IP address. Every system, every laptop, every desktop server will have one unique IP address, right? Unique address. Fine. Types of IP addresses. What are the types available? There are various classifications of IP addresses, and each category further contains some types. So first one is private IP. Okay, so I explain this. Public IP. Second one is public IP. So private IP means within the network, within the LAN network, we can use our own IP addresses. So for example, internally within the organization, we use some IP addresses. Those are private IP addresses. Public IP. What is public IP? Yeah, internet, through internet connectivity. You can connect outside world from outside world, right? So in public IP addresses, we have two types of IP addresses. First one is dynamic IP address. Second one is static IP address. So what is dynamic IP?
Constantly changes.
Yeah, dynamically the IP will be changed every time. When you restart your server or laptop or desktop, this IP will be changed every time, right? That is nothing but dynamic IP. Static IP means it is constant IP, so permanent IP, right? So it will not be changed every time. These are the types of IP addresses. So what is subnet? What is subnet? What is subnetwork?
Subnet is network inside a network.
Network inside a network, correct. For example, we have 1,000 servers. Okay, in 1,000 servers, we have different set of servers: development servers, testing servers, and production servers. So if you create only single subnet, what will happen? From development server to production server, you can ping. From development servers to database servers, you can access, right? So to restrict that, we can create subnetworks, subnetting. So when we restrict that, when we create subnet, what will happen? We can control the network traffic by using subnetting, right? A subnet or subnetwork is a smaller network inside a larger network. See here. So these are all subnets. Within the network, these are all subnets. Different subnets. We can divide into groups, right? So that what will happen? Traffic will be controlled. We can control the traffic. Yeah, I'll show you some examples in subnetting, subnets, okay, different ranges. So for example, see here, 200.200.10.48/29. What is 29? What is 28? What is 28? Different ranges are there, right? So I show you something here. See here. So /32, for example, 255.255.255.255/32. When we give /32, what will happen? So in this, only one IP address we can accommodate. Only one system we can connect. Okay. So if you give /29, 8 systems. See here in this slide, /29 is there. So within this subnet, we can connect 8 systems, 8 servers only, 8 devices only. So most of the time we use this /24, means 256 devices we can connect within that subnet, right? Also we use 16 also, 16 /16. 65,536 IP addresses we can accommodate within the subnet. Right, so these are the subnet ranges. While working on VPC in AWS, I'll show you the ranges. Standards, yeah, standard ranges. So while working on networking part in AWS, by the time I'll show you. And also one more example I give you. CIDR.xyz. Yes, for example, yeah, for example, I give 10.0.0.1 / I can give 29. What is the count it is showing? So this is auto calculation. This is the tool someone developed this to calculate these ranges. We can use this. So 8 count is 8. So within this range /29, we can use 8 IP addresses only, right?
So we can use it public or private?
Public IPs. So private IPs, we can create our own ranges. So normally by default we use public IPs, but within the LAN network, your private network, we can use private IPs, whatever range you want. See here, these are the 8 IP addresses, right? So here, if you give 24, it will show you 256. If you give 16, so basically this calculation is for network administrators. Earlier, network administrators use this calculations. Currently, we don't require this basically, but we have to understand these ranges. So currently, AWS is providing all the ranges. You don't need to worry about this. But as a DevOps engineer, we have to understand these concepts. Okay. Yeah. So if you give 16/16, it is showing 65,536 IP addresses, right? So these ranges, whatever ranges we require, we can check in this tool. It will show you how many IP addresses you can accommodate. Like this, you can check.
In private networks, even the count can be decided by the users.
Yeah, within the organization. Yeah, organization will decide. So that project will be decided, client. Right? Yeah, so these are the subnets. So inside the large network, we can create subnetworks to control the traffic, right? Next one is what is network switch? A switch is a device in a computer network that connects other devices together, right? So multiple data cables are plugged into a system switch to enable communication between different network devices. So this is network switch. This is the old switch, traditional switch, right? What is gateway? Gateway is a router. So why we require gateway? To communicate to different networks, we use gateways. See here. So this is one network. This is another network. So this network range is 10.0.0.0/8. This network range is 20.0.0.0/8. So if you want to communicate two networks, we require some routing, which is nothing but gateway, right? Yeah. So what is firewall?
Blocking layer to
Yeah.
want to block something shouldn't be accessed.
Yeah. So firewall is nothing but it is a just like a layer. It is a wall. It will not allow. It will allow deny traffic. So as per the rules we created, firewalls are network security systems that prevent unauthorized access to a network. It can be hardware or software unit that filters the incoming or outgoing traffic within the network. It will filter the traffic. See here. So if you have good traffic, so firewall will allow. If you have any bad traffic, it will restrict. It will not allow. Right? From internet is most vulnerable network, right? So from internet, different unauthorized access, right? That will control by firewall. So what is replication or failover or load balancer? Replication, failover, load balancer.
Suppose if there are two servers and one fails, then the backup will take over the load.
Yes, correct. So whatever servers we are using, if you enable replication, what will happen? From one region to other region or one server to other server, the data will be synchronized, replicate. So if any one device is down, one region down, data will be accessible from other region. So replication is a technology for copying and distributing data and database objects from one database to another, and then synchronizing between databases to maintain consistency and integrity of the data. So in most cases, replication is a process of reproducing the data at the desired targets. See here. So this is the failover replication. For example, we have two regions, primary region, secondary region. So we are accessing data from primary region. If the region is down, what will happen? The data will be accessed from other region, right? So why Linux? So currently project teams are, most of the project teams, backend they are using Linux only, right? So Windows also using, but very few servers. What the importance here?
Open source.
It is an open source and also costing also matters here. And also secure. Someone told security. So when we use command line, definitely that is secure, right? So when we use GUI, it is less secure, right? So why we require this? See here, why Linux? Why the companies are using Linux servers in backend? So it is free, open source, secure, so many distributions available, fast performance. Okay, so no virus free, right? No malwares, no slowdown, no crashes, no costly repairs, right? So Linux is straightforward. When we execute command, it will work properly. So now costly repairs means, for example, I give you a small example. In my previous project, one of the one of the Windows server, we got some issue with the server. So that server was taking high CPU utilization, like 99% CPU utilization. So we were using the server for production application. So 99% CPU utilization the server was using. So when the server is using 99% or 100% CPU utilization, definitely performance will be increased. Sorry, performance will be impacted, right? So application, whatever application is running, that will be down, right? So one of the server, Windows server, using high CPU utilization. By the time, so we raise a case with vendor, hardware vendor, Dell vendor. Dell vendor visited our office and they to data center. They check the server side hardware issue. Any issue are there? Any issues are there? So there is no issue with the hardware, right? So he concluded that the issue with OS operating system, Windows 2001. So immediately we raise a case with Microsoft. So by the time, so Microsoft received that request, right? And they asked us to provide some logs. We provided some logs. After that, so they analyzed the logs. They took 15 days time to analyze the logs, right? So after that, they informed us that there is a patch issue. Due to some patch issue, the server is taking high CPU utilization, right? For that 15 days analyzation, for that troubleshooting, they charge $2,500. Actually, server costing is $3,500 yearly, but they charge $2,500. So Windows servers are bit costly repairs compared with Linux, right? Linux is straightforward. So no slowdown issues, no crashes in Linux, no malwares, no viruses, right? So these are the main advantages of Linux. That is why, so most of the project teams they are using Linux servers only. In backend, they are using, right? So while working on Linux, we'll go deep dive. Fine. So any questions up to here, anyone?
Hello, sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, sir, you were talking about that replication process, right? So
Yes.
you were saying that when one like once is it like between two servers? Can you once again tell that, sir? Like how it works? Because you were saying that when one server is shutting down, then we can access the data from the other one. So that does that mean that the data should be available in both this from starting itself? How does that
Yes.
work?
So normally in critical production environment, what we will do, we enable the replication. Okay, so like for example, so we have one data center in Hyderabad, another data center is in Bangalore, right? So what we will do backend, so that critical data, whatever data we are using, that is very, for example, instance data, instance domain, banking domain. So what we will do, backend we enable the failover or replication. So whatever data is available in this Hyderabad region, that will be synchronized with Bangalore. If this the Hyderabad data center is down, for example, due to some issue. So in 90s and in 2016, some floods happened in Chennai. Major floods happened in Chennai, right? So by the time most of the IT area affected, right? So by the time one of the data center, AWS data center is in Chennai, that was shut down. So by the time we were accessing that applications, automatically those will be accessed from Bangalore. So automatically it will be accessible. So whoever working from Chennai, employees, they switch to Hyderabad and they work from here by the time. So by the time no power, no electricity, and no diesel even to run the generators, no drinking water also. So major facts happened in 2016. So by the time data center, one of the availability zone, cloud data center was down. So whoever working on the applications, production applications, right? So they access from Bangalore. Immediately, applications will be accessible from other region, right? So failover means if one region is down, another region will take care of the resources,
Okay.
servers,
Okay.
applications, right?
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
What if both fail at the same time?
Yeah, still AWS is maintaining some backup mechanism. For example, in US, 5 regions are there. One region was down, North California, North Virginia, something last few months back. So one region is completely down. From other region, we will access that applications, whatever applications, right? If two regions down, still AWS is maintaining backup mechanism. They will provide because so this is customer data, right? So escalations will be happening. That is why still cloud is maintaining all the data. Last time, a few months back, Singapore also down, Singapore region. By the time the data access from India, Mumbai region. Right?
That's why they never maintain data.
Same place, yes. Different data center, different
Regions.
regions they maintain. Correct.
Sir,
Yeah, VPN is different, little different. Yeah, VPN also same, but a little different.
Generally, we used to select the location here, like, connect to the client network.
Yes, yes. So if you want to connect your office network, normally what we will do, we can connect VPN server, then it will allow you to connect your office network. Right? Yeah, go ahead, please. Someone asking some question, right?
So sir, what is the reason for the servers downtime, sir? And
Yeah, maybe some disasters happened. If anything, floods happened, earthquakes happened, fire happened. By the time data centers will be down, right?
okay, sir.
So is replication and backups are different?
Yeah, replication means backend can enable this replication, like synchronization, right? So backup is we can configure backup mechanism. right? So from one region, backend, some AWS is maintaining some backup mechanism. If any regions down, both the regions down, what will happen? Data will be lost, right? To avoid that, AWS still maintaining some backup mechanism. So they will provide backups, right? Data will be accessible once they enable the backup.
So in addition to saving the data on a different location, the data is also stored in a backup server?
Yeah, AWS is maintaining backup servers. So they are maintaining centrally. So backup will be available.
Okay.
Multiple locations, they are configuring backups, right?
So I have a.
Yeah.
This redundancies will be there. This concept that you got. So normally they maintain data centers at different places, right?
Yes.
So if something goes wrong, plan A, there is a plan B, right?
Yes.
So that is the concept. They are located in different regions. This is plan B.
Yeah.
But they normally have plan C also, right? Because they do disaster recovery every 6 months, something like that, right?
Yes.
In spite of having a plan B, they will every 3 months or 6 months, these companies shut down everything on weekends or something, and then they do the disaster recovery, right?
Yes.
So this is like plan C, right?
Plan C also, yes. Because AWS is providing 99.99% availability, right? So compare with other platforms, AWS is very high availability they are providing, because AWS is in first place, right? Why it is in first place? Because they have many features. So even since long, we haven't seen any downtime for storages in AWS. We are using storages, AWS storages and infrastructure. So 24/7, anytime you can access that. But if they have any maintenance also, so they will provide other resources to access. So because they are maintaining different backup mechanisms, there are different strategies, right? Yeah. So this is a cloud environment fully, like, so normally earlier we used to use local data centers. Those we used to configure local backups or other backups. We used to configure tape libraries, tape data, tape backups. Those are traditional. But cloud is a region to region replication will be there. Availability zone to availability zone replication will be there. Still, AWS is maintaining different backup strategies backend. Right? If any one data center is down, nothing will be happen. Right? Yeah. And now, how to create AWS account? We'll try to understand today. How to create AWS account? How to connect console? So we'll try to understand. So tomorrow, so we'll start working on AWS services. So slowly we'll enter into AWS EC2 service. Tomorrow first service is EC2, right? Any questions? Any other questions?
Sir, can
Before
you
moving
explain what subnet?
subnet. Okay. Subnet is it's a sub network. Instead of the larger network, we can create small network, sub network. Why we require subnet? For example, this is one floor, right? So we don't have rooms. One class is going on that place, another class is going here, right? How can we control this disturbance? We cannot control, right? Without rooms. So in the floor, we divided rooms. That is nothing but sub network, subspace, to control the traffic, to segregate. Right? Got it, right?
But the range which you have showed in the subnet, is it stable, sir?
And ranges will be different as per the organization, as per the project. The the ranges will be ranges. These are the standard ranges, but so IP address range will be given by vendor, right? So whatever ranges I showed here, these are the standard ranges, but which range we use in real time, that will be decided by client. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Any other questions? Any doubts before moving to cloud?
One more small.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead, please. Yeah.
In real time, what you are saying, data centers, one will be in one region, one will be in another region.
Yes.
Obviously, right? So, let you give an example, right? Chennai, they move to Bangalore. But this primary data center and secondary data center will always be same in configuration and all that. That's the question. But if they are when they switch over to secondary data center, like you said, and there are floods, but they cannot work forever from the second data center.
Yes.
There will be a limit, right? But months and months they cannot depend on secondary data center. They have will it be like that they can sustain for months and months?
Yeah, they can sustain because AWS is providing that facility. So because yeah, while working on VPC, I'll show you that data centers and availability zones, how the data will be synchronized. I'll show you. Yeah. So for example, if any Chennai data center or Bangalore one down, so they can access from other data center easily. That will be happen automatically. That will be taken care by vendor AWS. We no need to touch anything. That already configured. Okay. Even Kolkata also some flats happen. So by the time they access from Hyderabad, Kolkata users they access from Hyderabad, right? So yeah, so automatically happened that so they can work on the data center months, years also. Yeah, for long, right? Yeah. Now, so to create AWS account, what we have to do? Yeah, just type aws.amazon.com is the URL. aws.amazon.com, right? Enter this. Yeah, so I already saved my credentials, right? I just want to sign out here. Yeah, fine. So when I click on login, when I click on aws.amazon.com, after that click on sign in, right? After that it is showing like, see here. So root user, IAM user. Root user means, so in test labs normally we use root user only. In real-time projects, we always use IAM user. IAM means identity and access management. So in real-time projects, root will be disabled. We always use IAM user, right? So fine. Now to create account, click on create a new AWS account. Click on this. See here, it is asking email address, password, confirm password, AWS account name. So we have to provide all the information here. IAM access means that is user level access. When you join into the project, you will get one IAM account that we have to use, right? Individual, yes, individual accounts. I show you that IAM service is there. So how to create IAM account, how to switch to IAM account, I'll show you, right? Yeah. So once we give this information, email address, password, confirm password, AWS account name. So click on continue. So after that, it will ask you your phone number, your address, right? So personal or business will ask you. You have to always select personal, right? So after that, go next. Finally, it will ask you to provide credit card or debit card details. So make sure that should be provided. That account, the details we have to give. So otherwise, if you don't give that account details, what will happen? Account will not be success. So make sure we provide the details. Okay. So once you provide the details, account will be, once you submit that, so from your account, 2 rupees will be deducted. That 2 rupees will revert after 1 week. Okay. So unknowingly, they will not charge anything from your account. Okay, since long I'm using AWS accounts. So unnecessarily, they will not charge anything, right? So they give some limitation of services. So 750 hours servers you can use, right? Storage 30 GB, networks some 50 hours, like that they give. Within that limitations we have to use. I'll show you that. So how to use that, right? Within that limitations we have to use the services. If you use beyond the limits, what will happen? They will not deduct anything. Okay, they will shoot some emails. They will send some emails. Your bill is generated like this. You have to make the bill. So by the time we have to revert email, we have to reply email like, so I'm just using test servers. Please revert that bill. They will do the 0. So if you are not responding to that emails, what they will do? They will shoot some emails like 4 or 5 times, different intervals, 1 week, 1 week like. So if you are not responding to that emails, what they will do? They will suspend your account. Simply, they will stop your account. That's it.
What is the reason behind taking
For identification, something they are put, that is thumb rule actually. They put some thumb rule. Any debit card or credit card. Okay. So if the account is suspended, what we can do? Simply, nothing will be happened. You can create one more account by using another email address, right? But to avoid that, we have to use properly the services, whatever services. So once you start the server, once complete your practice, you have to stop the server. Once you complete your practice, you can terminate the server. Terminate means delete. Stop means shut down, right? So if you use properly, account will not be suspended.
if we log out from user, right? So it will automatically start in the server.
No. We have to stop. We have to stop and we have to log out. Okay. So how to use that? How to stop, start, how to terminate? I'll show you. So tomorrow we'll start working on EC2. Meanwhile, you can create one account. Okay. So this is very simple steps like Gmail account creation, right? But here one option is one important thing is account details we have to map to AWS account, credit card or debit card. Okay. So you can activate this. Once you submit that, within 30 minutes it will be activated. Account will be activated. Right?
How
After
long
that
that
you can
account
use.
is?
Yeah. So this is 1 year free. 1 year free account. Within 1 year, you can use this account. AWS is providing 1 year free, right? So Azure is providing 3 months only. GCP providing 2 months only. Google Cloud. But AWS is giving 1 year free. So in AWS only, we create infrastructure and we can deploy all the DevOps tools, and we work on AWS only, all the tools. We don't install any tools in our laptop. We always use in AWS only, AWS servers. Okay. So meanwhile, you can complete this account creation today. So from tomorrow, we'll start working on AWS services. First, we'll walk through the console. So what are the things, what are the features available, what are the services available? Tomorrow, we'll walk through the console. So slowly, we'll enter into the services. Okay. Fine. Any questions in this? Yeah.
What is the meaning of console? So basically,
Console means interface between you and cloud.
so we go these like AWS, Azure, and
Those are popular clouds: AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. So
what we got?
yeah, we have 25 more clouds available. Yeah, IBM Cloud, Oracle Cloud, Alibaba Cloud, DigitalOcean, Heroku, ServiceNow, different platforms. But these are popular tools. Yeah. If you understand AWS, you can understand any tool, any platform.
AWS has number one.
Yes, it is in first place. Fine. Any other questions, anyone?
So just one way, like we got if it is from mobile, so those are the private one or public one?
Public one.
Public one.
Yeah. So normal, that will be changed every time. That will be changed, right? That is not, that is dynamic IP. Dynamic IP. Dynamic IP. So private IP means within the network, we can create IPs.
Okay.
That is private IP. Yeah. So even I am also using in my laptop, it is public IP. Right?
So for like you are using the like public internet, so you got the public IP.
Yeah, public IP.
But you got a actually for your laptop as well.
No. Laptop will not have any IP.
Okay. So your device didn't got any IP.
Yeah.
You're using the network, so you got the IP.
Yes, that's it. Fine. Yeah, so we stop here. So you can create account today. So if you have any confusions while creating account, you can take the screenshot and post in the WhatsApp group which we created, right? So that I'll guide you how to create account. And also you can search in Google how to create account simply. Very simple steps are there. Okay, you can follow the steps. Fine.
So when you're using public network, for example, there is one system that has used one IP. Okay, then there is another system. I mean, the task system is started. Later, another system is trying to use it. So will the same IP given to that system, or
if you are using
it is always different from each other?
While working on AWS services, I'll show you. So AWS servers, whatever servers we are using, those we use dynamic IPs. Every time IP will be changed. Okay, so when the IP is changing, keep on changing server side, what will happen? Some conflicts will be happen. So project teams, for example, client servers, developers will access, testers will access, DevOps engineers will access. So every day IP is changing, for example. They will confuse. That is why one more concept is there, elastic IPs, that we implement in this. Okay, so that will be static IP, permanent IP. Until you terminate server, the IP will be available, same IP. Okay, fine. So any questions, anyone? Final question, one question, last question, anyone? Yeah, so you can create account today. So tomorrow onwards, we'll start working on AWS. So AWS nearly 15 to 16 services, 16 to 17 services we work on AWS. Those are very, very important. So if you understand AWS, you can handle any platform. So currently every company, every project team, they're using at least 2 clouds, either AWS, Azure or AWS, Google Cloud, right? Why we require 2 platforms? For example, not backup basically. So it is a cost difference will be there. Some US customers, they will ask, well, I required this, we have this much of budget, we require this many servers, the server should be very faster. We suggest AWS. So some customers, Europe customers or other customers, clients, they will ask you like, we have a limited budget, within that budget we require servers. We suggest GCP, Google Cloud. Compare with AWS, bit slower, right? Like that. So every company, they are using multiple clouds, 3 clouds, 2 clouds, like that. Yeah, branding. So different brands like.
Which one is costlier?
AWS always. AWS is costlier, but perfect services. So perfectly working and without any issues. Yeah, AWS. So Azure, GCP also good, but compare with AWS, bit slow. Right?
So this weekend we have classes?
No. Weekend there is no class. I'll inform. If any class is there, I'll inform.
Normally, if you don't inform, that means
No.
Saturday, Sunday, no class.
No class. Yes. Weekends, sometimes we'll conduct weekends. By the time I'll inform. Prior to 3 days, I'll inform. Right? Yeah, fine. So we stop here. You can create an account. So tomorrow we'll start working on, from tomorrow onwards, we start working on AWS. Fine. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.